Oh my God, I was just
Favourite
thinking about
obsession.
him.
Such a long neck. Love that. Look at us.
Yes, I was just thinking about him, yes.
Somebody buy that man a feelings whiteboard. I don't think a journal would do it. This may be the one time that Ilya has the power in their whole relationship. Wait, why don't you
And
care
then
about me? I need a minute to compose myself. Hello, and you're very welcome to Yap Island, the romance and romantasy podcast, all about the big feelings that we get from books, TV, and movies. This week, we are talking all things Heated Rivalry, the book, which I am super excited about. Just to sort of give you an overview, what we're planning to do is to match it to the TV show. So we're going to break up the chapters the same as the TV show did. So this week, we will be focusing on everything from the prologue all the way up until chapter 8, which is episode 1 of the TV show. But we have read the whole book, so we will be talking about the whole TV show and the whole book and things that might relate back and forth. So if you haven't read everything, now is your chance to hit pause and then come back once you have read the book. Before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping. We will swear throughout, but you know, as we said before, if you're watching or reading Heated Rivalry, that's probably okay with you. Just make sure that you're in a place that you can be listening to us swearing. And then for all of the things that we would really appreciate, if you could follow us on social media, we are at Yap Island Pod on TikTok, Instagram and Threads. And wherever you're listening now, we would adore you if you could leave us a 5-star review, because it would really help us with the algorithm gods. And make sure to hit the little bell to make sure that you get notified for the next episode so that you don't miss one. Amazing. I think that's us covered everything. Shall we get started?
Yes, let's go ahead
Let's do
and
it.
meet Shane and Ilya.
Whoop whoop.
Again.
Again. So before we get fully into the prologue, I am really curious, Antonia, how you feel now that you've read the book. Like, do you feel like you understand the characters more? Are you more sympathetic? Are you less sympathetic? Like, where are you at?
Oh, I definitely feel I'm more sympathetic towards all of them.
Yay.
One thing I'll say, because we do have parts where it's Ilya's POV, but we have a lot of Shane's POV. So
Yeah.
I do think that's the thing. Even on the show, you get that thing of there's a lot of more Shane POV than Ilya's POV. But by reading the book, I could understand Ilya much better. And it were the little things, I think. Because even when you are in Ilya's POV, you don't get some, like, it's not written there. Like, some of his feelings are not written there. Like, when he does that thing for, I think it's Ryan Price, right? When he's, like, helping him deal with his anxiety in the plane. It's not written that he's doing that because he wants his co-worker to feel better. No, it's just, like, it's not written there.
Fully natural.
It's just natural.
Just doing it.
And I think that's the thing with Ilya. It's kind of reading the subtext, which I think it's really cool. And I think Rachel Reid did that really well. I think, except the Vegas remix, where you actually get a lot of feelings.
So many feelings. Yeah. We will include the Vegas remix.
Yes. I'm
to.
definitely wondering when that part was written. Because it must have been after the book, the Heated Rivalry book. Yeah, because she was definitely on, let me actually bring people to love him even more. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The way I take the Vegas remix is I feel like that's always how she understood Ilya.
Okay.
So when she was writing it from Shane's POV, I imagine that even when she's in one person's POV, she has to, like, map out how the other person's feeling, so that she can make their reactions like accurate to how that character would respond. So I feel like she always understood that to be Ilya's POV in her head in order to write the way that he acts in that section. But I think that you also might be right where she wanted to put his feelings front and center there to make sure that the things that are subtext, if people aren't getting it, like if people aren't picking up the subtext, that she's making sure there's like an outlet to
Yes. No, yeah, definitely. That's more, sorry. What I meant is, I do feel like she was really rewriting the words so people would understand. Because I do think
Yeah.
when she writes Shane's POV, she's rewriting every single thing that
So
man
many
is feeling.
emotions. Yeah.
Like embarrassment, I like him, but I hate
Shame,
him.
guilt, love. Yeah.
Exactly. I honestly, you know what? Like, I know there was definitely ways for you to feel this during the show, but in the book, I felt like that their rivalry was really big.
So much more heightened. Yeah.
Yes.
Like we feel that
Yes.
it is
Yes.
palpable.
So, like, I could feel like I really don't care about these kind of things. I feel like even I'm a fan of actors, actresses. Even if then I found out later the two rivals, let's say they were actually in love, I wouldn't care less. I'll be like, yeah, good
No.
for you.
I love that.
Exactly. But like, I think I could understand if a fan of these two big players learned that they were actually together. I think I could understand them getting a bit mad about it, but more on the, probably my thoughts would be, did you ever let him win? Did you, like those
Yeah.
kind of things. And I think it's natural for that to happen.
Yeah.
Just thoughts. But yeah, I think they were really, really rivals. And yeah, I felt this time, I don't know, I felt like Shane was more, because I don't think I picked up like the guilt at the level that he's feeling, because it's not like just guilt about lying. Is guilt for even being doing this specifically with Ilya. You see moments where he's embarrassed for
Yeah.
liking it so much, or
Yeah. Or when he says something along the lines of like, he wished he could close his eyes to pretend that it was someone else, but deep down he knew that he didn't want it to be anybody else. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many moments where you just see everything, like all the contradictory feelings there. I do think overall, I do like the way Jacob Turney did the show. I think it was really good.
Yeah.
But the book definitely gives more insight. So definitely recommend people to read the book if you haven't. And if you are here, I mean, you don't care about spoilers, but just saying, read the book if you haven't.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect book to TV show adaptation, because you understand all of the choices that Jacob Tierney made that are different. You understand that they made the visual medium of the show better.
Exactly.
But then you get the book as your, like almost like your secret garden into more of the story, more of the motivations, because, and again, I don't think they could have gotten two better actors to play these characters, because there's so little dialogue on this show and they portray all of this. But it is so nice for us, like, well, this is how I feel, but for me as a reader, it's so nice to be like, yeah, that thing that I understood from that facial expression, that was real. Like, that actually was what they were thinking. Or, because even before I read the book, I was like a huge Ilya stan. And I was so like, no, but you don't understand. And he is broken and like he has had the worst, blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah, I really like the fact that we get this little, entryway into his mind. And I think I get why they didn't put it in the show, but like when you mentioned the Ryan Price scene on the plane, I love that in the book, because it really just solidifies like what we said before. Like, Ilya's not nice, but he is kind. And that scene really, I think, encompasses Ilya being kind, especially when, like, you know how I mean, I wouldn't know about sports, but when you're in a group setting, it's sometimes easy to just follow the group rather than stand out on your own. And
that's the easiest thing to do, right? Like, it's
but we get this whole like Marley's like her checkpoint for the team to understand that the team all think Ryan is weird, but Ilya is ignoring them because Ilya's like, he's not weird. He's just not what you were expecting him to be.
Yeah.
And he needs help, so I'm going to help him. There's no thinking about it. There's no great big moral dilemma in his head, or social etiquette dilemma.
Yeah.
He just
And
does the right thing.
it just does the right thing. And like to his, how do you say, like the reason why I was listening was to quiet down the feelings, quiet down his thoughts. Even though he needed that, he was like, no, this guy needs more than
You
me.
need it more.
Ah,
Yeah.
perfect.
He's just a good guy. And I love him. And I don't care if that makes me a sad sap. I don't care.
No. I think they're all valid and they are completely right.
Thank you. Okay, shall we get stuck into the prologue?
Yes.
I have to say, because obviously the prologue opens October 2016, where they are hooking up at Shane's fake apartment after Ilya has beat Montreal in the match. I remember opening the book and being so confused that we were starting in 2016. I was also so surprised that it goes straight into a spicy scene.
Exactly.
Because that's not normal.
I was so surprised because, I didn't know anything. By the way, like I really didn't know anything. I had never opened the book before the show. So I was really not expecting that to happen at that stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this happening? Did I...
Where are we?
And I do think that there's something really smart about this, unless I'm missing,
I think it's so
forgetting
smart.
things about the book. But I do love that she brings that part initially. We quietly we can see so many things at that start, right? We see that they're really rivals, to the point of there's someone at the start. Team members are saying something like, I could murder him or something. And Shane is like, yes, or something. Because
Shane is like, yeah, I would love to like murder his smug face or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's... Shane in the book is really like, hockey is my life. And I hate this guy. Like, I really hate him.
And I like as well that it's not just that those two are rivals. We get the setup that their two teams historically are rivals. So I get like, this is the Scottish in me, but I kind of took that as like, it would be the same as like Celtic and Rangers without the religion aspect. And then it's obviously these two players are the top two players in the league. And they've got that, they've got this on top of them. That it's just, I think that's so much more palpable in the book than in the show. Yeah. And I think that might just be because, like, I'm not a sports fan. So
that's what I was saying.
The sport rivalry on screen probably would have come across to sports fans. Does that make sense? But just me not having any foot in that world. I think I understood it much more in the book. And I think this is so smart because it gets us like immediately into the action. Even if I hadn't watched the TV show, I think this prologue would have made me pay attention. I would be wanting to know how they got into this, how this resolves. And I think it's such a good intro to them as characters, because I think in this prologue, they are quintessentially themselves. Like, Ilya is cocky, but also charming, but also
big, by the way.
Care. Yeah, I love that he's bigger than Shane in the book.
Yes, and even in the cover, Shane. Yes, but then I love that Ilya's like, perfect skin, perfect everything, perfect. We do have that line as well, but. Yeah, there's just this whole chapter, not like a whole chapter, but like a good amount of pages where it's just Ilya saying it's just perfect.
Oh my God, yeah. that scene in the bed on the TV show where he's like, oh, fucking perfect, fucking thanks for asking, and perfect fucking French. Yeah, that happens pretty much all throughout the book. There's so many snippets where Ilya is just fuming almost, but was so attracted to the fact that Shane is perfect.
Attracted, yes.
And you kind of get the sense that he loves that he has been able to be with someone that is perfect, you know?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. And then Shane, like, Shane being like rigid and a little bit pissy, but then also melting for Ilya as soon as things start. They're so themselves. I just think this is such a good way to introduce us to who these men actually are. And I think the setup in this prologue, Ilya is the one being tender. It's Shane's POV, but Shane describes Ilya as giving him an oddly tender kiss. Rosanov was again looking at him very seriously, whereas Shane actually thinks like for it to have to be this son of a bitch when they're doing it all. But then he does admit, when he has this like internal admission when Ilya's leaving, that anyone else leaves him wanting. So whenever he's been with other people that's not Ilya, he is left wanting. So I said it in the show and I'm saying it again, I think Ilya fell first, because even in this prologue we're getting this understanding that Ilya is looking at Shane like he loves him, and Shane is still trying to fight the feeling that may be true.
He definitely starts getting some kind of feelings of constantly wanting hookups and just being with him. And you're right, yes. I do agree. He definitely fell first. There are more scenes as well, like even ahead of the tuna meltdown. I do feel like Ilya, even though he hasn't put the words out, he has all of those feelings. In my head, Ilya would be ready to say something if Shane looked like he was ready.
I think if Shane said it, Ilya would definitely say it back around the tuna meltdown.
That's more what I mean. I don't think he would have said if Shane didn't say, but just the fact that he was like, I want you to stay here, like to sleep with me, preparing the whole thing. I really feel like if Shane had said something, you know what, I actually like you, I want to be with you, I don't know how things are going to work out.
Yeah.
But I like you. I think Ilya would have said, I like you too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because at the tuna meltdown, Ilya does say, I like you. And then Shane does the lucky me thing. And
but not the same level as the episode 6, right? So,
no, definitely not the same level. But I definitely think that was Ilya trying to gauge.
Yes.
I'm going to throw it out casually and then see what comes back. And unfortunately, nothing comes back. So it doesn't go anywhere.
Constantly getting...
Yeah,
jabs.
Bless him.
But yeah, I definitely feel, I think you're right. He definitely fell first.
Yeah, I think so. I feel vindicated. Shall we move to chapter 1?
Yes.
Let's do it. I love, so chapter 1, we do jump back to 2008. I really like that we don't just jump to the lighter clicking and then meeting outside Saskatchewan, because we find out from Ilya's perspective that Ilya was curious about Shane before they even met, because he knew that this was the North American version of himself, and he's desperate to finally get a look at him, which I think is so funny, because in the show it definitely feels like Ilya is just like, who the fuck are you? You know, and Shane's introducing himself, but Ilya's just like, whatever. Whereas actually, Ilya was just as desperate to see Shane as Shane was to see Ilya.
I think it makes so much sense, right? You would like to see...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who this person is. And another thing is, in the show, I know in the show they did made a point of showing that Ilya was learning English, but in the book, I feel like you can see even more how he's learning English.
How insecure he is about it. Yeah.
Yes. He's really insecure about his accent as well, which is something I never picked up in the show.
No, because he would never portray that. Like, he would never let people know that. But
exactly.
Yeah, internally he does. But it's so cute, because Ilya is like multiple occasions insecure about his accent and hates how his accent sounds, and Shane loves his accent.
Yes.
Shane thinks it's great. He says something about Ilya's accent making like the boxy English words sound better.
Oh, yeah.
And it's this whole their whole dynamic where they are like jigsaw pieces. the bits of
Mm-hmm,
themselves that they hate, the other one loves. And
yeah,
the bits of themselves that they're passionate about, the other one is also passionate about hockey. Ilya's so jealous of Shane's family life,
yeah,
but by being with Shane, he will get to have that. Like, yes, he wouldn't have had that growing up, but he can for the rest of his life be a part of this family that he never had.
yeah, yeah.
And it's just even in those early pages, we are starting to see that they are each other's. They fill in the gaps of each
They
other.
feel,
You
yeah,
know?
agreed. In that first introduction, does Ilya ask about Shane's parents? Because I think he does, right? Like if they are there.
Yeah, I think Shane asks if Ilya's parents are there, and then he talks about how his parents are there.
Yeah. And I really love that line where he says, yeah, they're great. Because I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't think in the book he actually said that. Like, we know that they are great. But in
I
the,
think he
sorry,
says
in the
it.
show, I mean, I think I said the books, but I think
Oh,
in the show they don't say that specifically.
no, I think he does say my parents are great around about episode 2, but the outside the ice rink in Saskatchewan, it's much shorter in the show. It's literally just like, I'm Shane Hollander, I want to meet you, I think, and then you shouldn't be smoking here, and then you will not be so
Yeah.
nice when we beat you.
Yes.
It's so much quicker. I have heard that they did shoot the whole thing as it is in the
Oh.
book.
Yeah.
But they decided to keep it sort of shorter and sharper. And I actually think it works
I think
better that
it
way
worked
in the
better. Yeah.
show because we get other places in the show that tells us the difference between Shane's family and Ilya's family. But
Exactly. Yeah.
I did enjoy reading it this early on,
Me
just
too.
immediately. And the way he can't even like fathom not spending Christmas with his family,
Yeah.
you know, and Ilya
Yeah.
is like, yeah, well, I don't because the tournament is over Christmas and I'm in a different country and nobody
Yeah.
cares enough to come with me, you know? We also, in this bit, I think we get a really good setup to how. So Ilya wins this championship in 2008, the Junior Cup. Shane is fuming. And we find out that, like, yes, Ilya does have the parental and the country pressure, but we also find out that despite his supportive family, Shane also does feel the pressure because he said something about the hopes of his country on his young shoulders and he had let them down.
Yes.
So even though it's almost like Ilya's pressure is external, Ilya's pressure comes from the expectations of his family and his home country. And Shane's pressure comes from inside. Shane feels everything on his own shoulders, not
Agreed.
necessarily from external
Yeah.
sources, but it doesn't make it any less than,
Yeah.
you know, like it does. Obviously, the result is different because when Ilya loses, the external influences compound his internal shame and tell him that he let everybody down, whereas Shane's parents will obviously tell him that
Because
everything is fine.
exactly that. I think that's the difference is you having friends around you, which in this case is family and also probably his friends telling like it is fine. Things will
Yeah.
happen. Sometimes we won't win. Probably more his parents than his co-workers. Anyway, but like this to say
Yeah.
that it's just like that equivalent of your friends saying like it is really all right. Like it's all right if you didn't manage to do this now, like you managed to do next
Yeah.
time, or you not having anyone to actually be there and ground you and tell you that it is all
Everything's
right.
okay. It's just a
Exactly.
game. Like at the end of the day,
It is a
obviously
game.
there's high stakes, but this is just a game and having two 17-year-olds crash out for losing it feels awful. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad that Shane has David and Una to balance,
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
his own feelings about it.
And I think Shane just has because it's not just that great parents. They're parents who understand him to a level like
Yeah.
parents like good parents usually understand their kids, but they might not really share the same passion. You know that they might like they could be something like
Yeah.
yeah hockey. I will be there. I'll be there all the games, but I don't think all the parents would be like Yuna. You know, like...
No, like they're not going to know Rosanov's rib is broken from like a 1 second shot. They're not going to know that it's Scott Hunter's year this year because of all of these reasons. Like, yeah, I totally agree. You're there for your kid and you know the rules of the game, but you don't eat, sleep and breathe it, whereas Yuna eats, sleeps and breathes hockey, regardless of whether or not Shane is playing.
Yeah, I think he really had a really good set of, I'll be here more to try to understand what's behind of like that front.
Yeah.
And your mom will be here to guide you in this world.
Yeah. Yeah, Yuna's going to analyse the hockey. David's going to analyse your feelings about the hockey.
Yes. It's just such a good set. Such a good team.
And it's also like, I can't remember. I think it was the actress who played Peyton Sawyer on the One Tree Hill rewatch podcast.
Yeah.
She talks about how like you need to be a different parent for each of your children. And sometimes you're just more compatible for one or the other because of like the way things align. Yeah, it's not just about being a good parent. There's a whole element of your children are different, and it's whether or not things fully line up that you're the best parent for them. Yeah. And I think one of the things that Rachel Reid has done really well is Shane has the perfect parents for him. It's not just that, like you were saying, Yuna's covering the hockey, David's covering the feelings, and together they're there for this man. And she's really, really given the exact opposite, where Ilya has a shit parent and they're shit for him specifically, and Shane has a perfect parents and they're perfect for him specifically.
Yes. I definitely also felt like it's just even worse when we learned that he doesn't have Svetlana, like he has, and we talked about this in the TV show episode. But another level that I just was not in the show. I didn't give much thought to it, but it would be so natural, was the fact of his stepmother. His stepmother was terrible. So that man was completely alone.
There's not a single person, because even in the book, I don't think the relationship between him and Marlo doesn't seem.
No, it doesn't seem that. It just seemed like co-players and
they're colleagues.
Yeah, they don't even take him seriously.
It's not that anybody dislikes Ilya. I just don't know that there's anyone in Ilya's corner in this whole fucking book, which is devastating. I'm so glad he has Svetlana in the show, because I don't think I could have. I just don't think I could have coped if he hadn't.
Same, agreed. Which then makes so much sense that he would then feel like externalize everything. I'm not sure if the word externalize, but feel like the world is telling him his shit, and then internalize those thoughts.
I think there's also an element with Ilya that relationships are dangerous, because they have been. Everybody in his life that he has had a relationship with through family have made him feel worse. So I definitely think in the book, it's not necessarily that people don't like him. It's not necessarily that he doesn't have anybody that would want to be there for him. It's just that he's not forging these strong bonds, because to have a strong bond with someone gives them the power to upset you, disappoint you, make you feel like shit.
It's trying to protect his own feelings as well.
Yeah. But we jump to chapter 2, and thankfully he doesn't have to protect his feelings, because he does get drafted first. He gets drafted first to Boston. And Shane is fucking livid.
I just want to bring something. Yeah. I wasn't aware that Shane had a girlfriend. I don't know.
I don't think it's mentioned at all. Well, when he has the thing with Hayden at the aquarium, They talk about
Oh,
an ex.
yes, yes,
So,
yes. But
yeah.
the guy just seems like he had a girlfriend and there was more than one girlfriend. And he seems like, yes, I'll do something with girls. But I do think it's more of that thing of boys be with girls, not because he's actually interested.
It's the
It's
social
just like a
norm.
social norm. Exactly.
Yeah.
So he has been just accepting things with girls. But I really find that it's so funny that he says, yeah, I don't like much some of the things we do.
It does track though for
It
Shane
just
to
kills
not have
me.
figured this out. Because I
No,
think Shane
I
just,
understand.
yeah, he
I
just follows the
understand.
rules. And the society rules are hockey jocks date girls. So he's dating
Yeah.
girls.
And I
Um,
mean, although like boys might talk about these things. I don't know. But like sometimes you don't know a few things because you don't talk with other people. But I think sometimes boys do talk about this kind of things, which sometimes is actually quite horrific.
yeah, I
Um,
think if we think too much about what boys talk about when we're not there, we'd get too
yeah,
sad.
it's better to keep it
That Pandora's
out.
box can stay closed.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm not even on the you should have figured it out. I just think it's so funny that it's like, yeah,
He's so innocent. Yeah. Like he's so innocent. He
kills me.
doesn't think
Yeah.
below the surface
No,
level of
no.
I don't really like this.
Yeah,
Honestly, baby Shane makes me so sad because he's just so clueless about his own self.
he's so clueless. Yeah, you're right.
And
But
I
yeah,
think
sorry.
the other thing the book does, I think more than the show, is like I feel like we understand the homophobia in the hockey world much
Yeah.
more acutely than we do
Yes.
in the show, which I actually am glad of in the show because I enjoy that it's queer joy in the show. I enjoy that the like yes, there are sort of like Ilya can't come out because of Russia and his family and blah 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 blah. But I think I would have I think it would have been really sad to see their teammates be homophobic in the locker room on
Yeah.
screen, because that's supposed to be their people. Whereas in
Agreed.
the book,
Yeah.
yeah, we understand a lot more about what Scott covers in his speech about how they throw things around on the ice in the locker room, that it's still seen as this like antiquated, like jocks don't do that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think Shane not understanding does make sense. It really does in
It
the book.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. I definitely don't fault him for that. I yeah, I can totally see how this would happen until he actually had an experience with a man, and that's when he starts noticing other men.
Yeah, figuring it out.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the draft.
Yes, we get another deviation because after the draft, they compete on treadmills in the gym rather than spin bikes, which
Yes.
I totally get. I feel like treadmills would have been so much harder to film. Like, would have been so much noisier.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we get their little water bottle pass, and them eyeing each other up. And then Shane fuming because he spends the night of the draft thinking about Ilya
Yeah.
while he's sorting himself out. Which again,
I do love
they're
that
just competitors. Like
yes, I do love he's always like trying to downsize the feeling that he's feeling towards towards
yeah,
Ilya. Like he's like, ah
especially in the
no.
initial stages.
Uh-huh.
He's constantly like his body is having a reaction and his brain is telling his body it's not real.
Yes. I love that. Oh, Shane.
He's such a cutie. And yeah, I think in chapter 2, chapters 1 and 2, even before there's like attraction, they're just in each other's heads. They cannot stop thinking about each other
Mm.
all the time.
All
And
the
again, I
time,
think the
yeah.
show does it a really good way because we have those montages of them staring at each other and clocking where the other one is in the room and
Yeah,
all of that kind of
that's
thing.
true. Yes, yes, yes.
But I really love to see it on the page that they're not, it's not love, it's just obsession. It's competitive obsession.
Yes. I think that's the thing as well. I just feel like they're always competing.
There's so many bits of the book where you're in
Yeah.
actual stitches at how they are responding to each other, which I guess you don't really get in the show because it is their internal monologue that we're laughing along. Yeah.
And I will definitely say the Shane in the books is not boring. Like, it might come out as boring, but it's not boring internally. Like, all his POVs, some of it they're hilarious because it can be so silly sometimes.
Oh my God. You know the bit where this is so much further along, but you know the bit where Ilya is giving him a hickey and he's like, oh my God, are there Russian vampires? And he's like, no, vampires aren't real, dummy.
Yes. Like, why is he having this internal conversation?
He's so silly. He's so silly. And I love him. I love him so much.
It's really good. It's a fun book. You can definitely find yourself laughing. But you know, one thing about that first hookup scene, I understood that Ilya was joking when he says something along the lines of, I wouldn't let you go like that.
I wouldn't leave you like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave you like that. But in the book, I felt more than I felt in the show. You know, like that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And again, it's because, I mean, it might just be in my head, but in the book, I felt like the time it was, they left a bit of time between Shane, like, expecting something and Ilya actually saying, I wouldn't leave you like that.
Yeah.
And while reading, maybe I just read that too fast. I felt like it wasn't as long.
Right.
Because in the show, I was like, yeah, it's not going to, right? But then it left it a bit longer than I would be expecting. That I started wondering, but then of course it didn't. Of course it didn't. I did like their first hookup, and I have thoughts about the second episode. Sorry.
Oh, the episode 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
before we get to that, we have chapter 3, which takes us to December 2009. This is, I think, the bit that solidified for me that part of Ilya's isolation is self-made. Not a judgment on him, because that is a reasonable reaction to the things that he's been through. But he talks about being there for the New Year celebrations, but leaving before the bells. Sorry, before midnight. And getting really jealous while he's alone about what Shane's night will be like. He assumes it's filled with friends in his hometown because Montreal is like the Shane Hollander, Ottawa is the Shane Hollander fan club, but also wishing that Shane was there. He also, there's a little section where he talks about what he wants for his life, and he talks about wanting to be rich and famous with a garage full of cars, going to nightclubs with hot women and away from his family. That image of the fact that he's not his perfect life when he's 18 doesn't include any relationship. It's just a series of hot women, nice cars that he can brag about, rich and famous and away from his family, because that's what feels safe to Ilya, because people are actually the unsafe part, and so fully shifting yourself. And I just, this bit really upsets me, because I'm glad that it's different in the show, but I think in the book where we just get this image of a young man who has no one, who is scared to have anyone, but despite those fears and despite the way that he imagines his life, he cannot help thinking about Shane. That Shane is the superpower that manages to chip away at Ilya's resolve of isolation. And thank God that he does chip away at it. And then we do get, like, Shane's perfect Christmas with his family, and then we do find out that yes, Shane did spend New Year's with his teammates after his parents attended every game. It's just this massive contrast between the two of them, but the thing that brings them, the thing that they have in common is that Ilya can't stop thinking about Shane, and Shane can't stop thinking about Ilya, and in fact he's broken up with his girlfriend by now.
I mean, I don't think he would ever stay for that long anyway. He even says, like, I haven't thought about that girl.
Yeah, when they're at the draft, he thinks, I haven't even called her since the draft. If I was dating somebody that had been drafted second in the NHL, I would expect a phone call like almost immediately after. So the minute that you have a free minute, I would be expecting you to call me and to celebrate together. And it doesn't even occur to him to pick up the phone.
Jesus, honestly. You know what? Like the hearts this man has broken. Unless, I mean, I don't think that there's a level of you either just stay with him because he's famous and you kind of like him. Because I don't think he was ever delivering the I really love you and then I'm going to leave you.
This is why I'm like, I don't think we can really judge Shane, because I don't imagine him like lying to these women about the depth of his feelings ever.
No, he was honestly giving just 20% in those relationships because that's all he could do. Yeah. He was not able to give more because he never felt more.
Yeah. So I don't ever imagine Shane like pretending. I reckon he's just been a hot jock who's popular and going to be successful, and that was probably good enough for some people. Yeah. And it's the deception that makes a fuckboy. It's because fuckboys will pretend, like they will want the girlfriend experience of talking about feelings and talking about futures and doing really intimate things and all of that, and like some of them will even introduce you to their fucking parents.
Yeah, Shane would
and
never
then treat you like you're crazy because you thought that it was serious.
Yeah, like, oh, I never said that.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? You're tripping. Yeah.
You just read really well all my intentions before. Yeah.
Oh,
but this
sorry,
is the real
me treating you like a girlfriend meant that I cared about you.
Yes.
Sucks to be you. But yeah, I don't think Shane was ever showing up that way to any of these
never,
women. Never.
So, yeah, I guess.
But then we jump ahead. We jump ahead to 2010, summer 2010. The CCM ad filming, which is pretty. The show is pretty loyal to the book, except for the fact that it wasn't Ilya's idea, or he doesn't admit that it was his idea.
That's the thing. We don't know, but probably, yeah. I don't know.
I enjoy that, so I'm keeping that as canon.
You know, like the only one thing I'll say that I don't think. I mean, the world does put them as rivals, but I don't see, like, let's say, like, just a brand. I don't think they would put them together. Yeah.
I actually do get that, because the league makes like a huge thing about their rivalry, and the way that they film the ad is them at the face-off.
That's true. Yeah.
So actually, from a marketing standpoint, them being rivals,
that would be,
is a huge thing. And so to have them both in the same ad looking at each other seriously as if they hate each other, I actually, from a marketing standpoint, that did make sense to me. I do just hope that it was Ilya's idea to do that rather than than them.
No, because that's it. Like, I totally understand. Like, from a marketing standpoint, I completely agree. I sometimes just wonder if let's say, like, the agents would ever accept them being on the same ad. But that's just like the world of like
down the line, 100%. The agents would be like, no, mine's is the best one. Mine's is the best boy, and he gets the exclusive deal. On both sides.
Yes.
But I guess right at the beginning, the agents are still trying to make them household names.
No, you're so right. Yes, they're so...
Yeah.
They're still like really young. They're starting to compete
They're
in the
rookies.
big league. They're rookies.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, at this stage, you just want them actually getting money.
Yeah, you just want them to get the deal in the first place.
The fact that they got it is actually a win.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I do think I still in my head it was all Ilyas idea.
Yeah, that's canon. That's absolute canon to me.
And thank you, Jacob Turney, for coming with that.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm really curious because we go from filming the ad to the shower scene.
Whoop, whoop.
There is a little bit more dialogue in the book
Yes.
version than in the show version, and obviously, like, we are in Shane's head. Does it make more sense to you in the book than it does in the show? Because I know you were a bit like, as if anyone would just do that, as if Shane would actually look at him that much, as if Ilya would initiate things that quickly. Yeah, I feel like you were a bit like, guys, that's a lot.
No, yeah, I'm not. I don't remember.
Antonia's like, that's a different me.
Exactly. I've changed. I definitely feel like it all made sense because the thing is that they were both already obsessed with each other.
Yeah, like you're fully immersed in their obsession by the time they're in that shower. Yeah,
and then when they're together, one can stop looking at the other, and the other one just starts working on himself. So I'm like, okay. And I was quite happy with that scene.
I cracked up. Again, the book is so funny. Shane in the book, Shane's inner monologue in the book is so funny. Shane thinking that he wishes he could just crash through the wall to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Also, one thing that I just remembered is saying, like, he was looking at Ilya's neck, Ilya's Adam's apple. Is that how you say?
Yeah.
Yes. And that, I mean, I do feel like some men apples Adam. Why can I say this? That part of the body is quite sexy. I don't know why. Some men, I don't know. Maybe that's where the deep voice comes. That's where
sort of a primal, what do you call it? Reproductive nature coming out of you.
Because I do have a thing with deep voice.
Strong men have strong seats.
You know what? That's what I'm going to use now. It's my primal reproduction thing, guys.
I love it. I mean, I've never particularly thought too much about an Adam's apple, if I'm being honest.
No,
but I love that for you.
Yeah, I just feel like there are some where they're listening so like out. I don't know. They're just, the angle is perfect. They just, I don't know. Yeah. Usually it's like tall guys, tall necks, but like not too tall. That looks weird.
I do like a long neck. Yeah. Matthew Good is one of my all-time.
Oh my God. I was just thinking about him.
Such a long neck. Love that. Look at him.
Yes. I was just thinking about him. Yes. Because he's definitely the one that comes to my mind.
He is. Oh my God. He's so tall and so like regal with his long neck.
Oh my God. Yes. You described him perfectly. Okay, but yeah, I do find it funny that he's just looking at that initially. I don't remember now if he actually looks at. I think he does anyway.
I think he does start like going further.
Yeah, but
and then Ilya obviously picks up.
Yes. And I mean, Ilya does start work on himself as well. And I think the funny part is Ilya is the one that leaves the showers first, isn't it? In the books.
Yeah,
Shane stays.
Yeah.
And then they meet in the lockers.
And Shane's hoping that by the time he goes to the locker, Ilya will have gone. Whereas obviously in the show, Shane is waiting to put his shoes on until Ilya gets there.
I think it's so funny that I think both things work. Because I think having Ilya waiting for Shane was kind of to show I'm interested, and let's
that
talk
Shane is
about it.
obsessed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't really, because we can't get into their inner monologues, like we don't feel Shane's obsession because he's not the one that's moving things forward. Like
Yes,
Ilya is the one
yes.
that's sort of propelling things. So yeah, I think you're right. In the show, having Shane wait there lets us know that he is just as obsessed with Ilya as Ilya
Exactly.
is with him.
Yes. And in the book, it's the other way. But I think we needed Shane to realize that Ilya was interested. Yeah. So I think both things work really well.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And then he gets 1410. No Yuna in the elevator.
No Yuna in the elevator.
I know.
I did like seeing Yuna there because I think it just made that. Because one thing I'll give in the show, you don't get how hilarious. Like there's not much of a comedy, and Yuna there made you like laugh.
Brings
a little
bit of lightness to it.
Exactly. So I do think it was good addition. In the book, we didn't need that because there were other things that made us laugh.
Yeah. Shane, bashing through the wall rather than use the door to get away quicker.
Oh my days.
And then, one of again, Shane is such a cutie patootie in the book. When they kiss for the first time, and Shane says something like, he felt like he was made of alarm bells that would wake up the whole hotel.
Yes. Oh, and even before that scene, before Ilya arrives, all of the thinking. Oh, I'm gonna turn on the TV. No, I'm gonna turn off the TV. I'm gonna put these on. No, I'm not gonna have. Yeah, and like in the TV show, you do have those scenes where he's like taking
he's doing all of the same things.
But in the book, you just get his inner thoughts, and they're hilarious. So he's so funny.
He's adorable. He's so adorable. And I think the way, I think the show does like a really good, like a good portrayal of that first hookup, of the whole, the power dynamic that, yes, like Ilya initiates things, but Ilya takes great care over Shane. But I think it's so nice to see that Shane is genuinely just on fire. He is so, and it's lovely because, I mean, there is a difference, like sometimes you kiss somebody for the first time and you're like, that was a fine kiss, and sometimes you kiss somebody for the first time and it feels like glitter is exploding in your stomach. And I love that we get this alarm bell description to know that Shane is like, for the first time in his life, like fully lit up by a sexual experience, which he has never had before.
I think this is also portrayed in the TV show, but in the book is highlighted even more, is the way that this man is with sheets getting dirty.
Yeah.
Every single time. I need to give a tip. I need to clean this. Yeah. There's no way for me to clean this. There's nothing to do. Oh no. All the time.
So cute. He does not stop thinking about the mess of the situation.
Every single time.
Oh, bless him.
But yeah, I love their first time together.
Yeah.
As I did in the TV show. It's just quite sad to see all of the bad feelings that Shane is going through. Which I don't think Ilya would have gone through some of the same ones. Like I don't think Ilya ever saw having sex with a man. Maybe like the first time, the second time, but because for Ilya is not as alien as it is for Shane at this stage.
Yeah, Ilya feels just so comfortable in his bisexuality. It doesn't seem to be, which I think is incredible given where he grew up.
Exactly.
He doesn't ever seem to, like, it's just natural, and it is natural that he's attracted to both genders. He never seems to struggle. He obviously does later in the book struggle about the consequences if people find out that he's bi and what that means for his family and his home country situation. But he never seems to be ashamed of just the actual fact that he is bi, which is, I love it. I love it so much because
Same.
I think sometimes I really appreciate both the show and the book for doing this as well, because I think sometimes there's still this like prevailing feeling in some spaces that that bisexuality like isn't real, that when women are bi, they're just gonna fool around for a couple of years and then they're gonna go marry a man, and that's a bad thing. That if men are bi, that they're actually just gay and they're on the way to figuring that out.
Yeah.
Or that bi people are just greedy. Like I remember watching Sex and the City when I was like, I don't know, maybe 15 and struggling with my own feelings. And Carrie literally says, I don't even know if I believe in bi. I think they're just greedy. And to see,
I mean, different times.
yeah, but I do like, especially like online, I definitely still see that rhetoric around. So I really appreciate that Ilya doesn't ever struggle with it, that Ilya is fully comfortable in his own in his own feeling and his own skin, and that these are his wants and they're absolutely fine. So yeah, thank you to everyone involved. Sorry, I don't know what's happening to my voice.
No, I agreed. That's one of the things, like that's one of the biggest difference for Shane, because Ilya has already found out, has already probably gone through some of the same feelings, but he's completely all right with his sexuality now. Whereas you see Shane just finding out this.
Yeah.
And this whole book as well is him being all right with this sexuality and
It's him
finding
coming to terms with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, we really go through a lot of, I hate this. I feel so embarrassed. Even worse because it's with this man, this rival, and yeah, sometimes I did find hard to read. It was good to have all of those big feelings there, and we do know that in a real life that would be what would be happening.
Yeah.
It's just hard to read, because we are humans and we don't want to see people suffering. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, sometimes just going through all of his feelings, it was a hard one to read, but it was good to get all of it.
And we also moving on to chapter 5, like we also find out how much Shane is aware of people's like what people think about him, whereas I think Ilya has shut that part of himself off, so he doesn't care what other people think about him. He cares about, obviously, the danger of Russia if people find out, but he doesn't necessarily care if people like him, if people don't like him. But in chapter 5, we get the whole Ilya saying, no, I said 50. I'm going to score 50 goals this season. And Shane is like, well, I'm going to do the same, that I plan on doing the same thing, but I wouldn't tell people that and then look like an idiot if I didn't manage it.
Yes.
So I think, again, it's this whole idea of, and it's this difference where internally, Ilya is just like, I don't care what people think about me, whereas Shane is externally giving too much weight to other people's opinions and other people's thoughts.
It definitely has
about him. Because even like they're saying that he's going to score 50 goals, and by the end of this season we find out that I think they both scored around 60 odd, 67 I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things that it probably wasn't wild for Ilya to say that, knowing how talented he is, and it probably wouldn't have been wild for Shane to say that, knowing how talented he is, but Shane is the one that didn't want to look silly, whereas Ilya was just like, nah, fuck it, like I know I'm that good.
Yes, I do think there's a level of, sometimes it's your personality, and yeah, we're just born like that. Because look at like Shane has great parents who probably his whole life told him it's all right to be who you are. You don't have to be giving people that much power. You are great. Look at what you've done. Look at, like, make a list of everything you've done in your life. And even though things might not be looking good now, look at just everything you've done. It just shows that
Yeah.
you'll be able to get whatever you want to go. Like, I'm sure his parents had that conversation with him. Like, there's
Yeah,
no
for sure.
way in my mind that hasn't happened. But he still feels like, well, I don't want to be saying these things because I don't know what people are going to say. Like, why is he giving so much power to people?
Yeah.
It's definitely not. It's just something in him. Like, it's something that
It's
he actually has
holding
to
him back.
fight. Yeah.
But then Shane does win the first face-off, the first ever NHL face-off, because Ilya's too busy about thinking how he could fuck with Shane that he then is not paying enough attention when the puck actually drops, which again is so on fucking brand for Ilya, thinking that he's just like cocky and blah 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 blah. But
then Shane wins.
Yeah. And then after the game, obviously, so Shane wins the face-off, Shane wins the game. And then Ilya's in the hotel, and while he's already feeling down, Alexei, who is actually called Andre.
I was like, I feel like it was Alexei, but maybe it was Alexei Andre. I don't know.
Yeah, If you don't mind, babe, I'm just going to keep calling him Alexei because he is Alexei.
Let's go on. He's Alexei.
Okay,
I feel the same.
So Alexei calls him and does the begging for 20k and then denying that anything is wrong with their dads. And I think I'm not sure I picked up on how serious things were with Ilya's dad first time in the show. Like the first time I watched it.
Agreed.
Whereas in the book, it's really palpable.
Yes. I think in the show, I only noticed when they're having that conversation. Ilya is having that conversation with his dad. And
at the gala.
His dad, yes.
Yeah.
And his dad, completely forgets about his mom having died, right? That's when it's so palpable, because there were other parts where he says something like, oh, how is that? But it doesn't look as bad as it is.
So I think one of the really clever things is later, it's much later in the book that Ilya says the whole, he asked me to bring bread home on my way back. Obviously Ilya's in a different country, and they move this up into this scene with Alexei, I think, in the show. And it's such a small line, and it should tell us so much, but I just don't think I was paying attention enough at this point in the show. I think by episode 2, I was like fully, I was
like putting the pieces all together as well.
Yeah. But I think in episode 1, with the very first time I watched it, there was still a tiny bit of me that was like slightly distracted. And so just this thing about the bread, I don't think triggered, oh shit, he has Alzheimer's or dementia or anything. But in the book, you really understand how serious not only the situation with his dad is, but how much pressure Ilya feels at the fact that Alexei doesn't care. Alexei's just gonna deny it.
I might be wrong about this, but I also feel like Alexei in the show was worse than he is in the book. I don't know.
Agreed.
It didn't come across as, it did come across as someone that just is just interested in Ilya's money, but it didn't come across. But didn't come across as someone who mocked him. Who, I don't know. It just didn't come like that.
Don't get the level of like calling him a loser, calling him the F slur. Oh yeah, all of that is much more muted in the book. And even like if we jump ahead to episode 5, that whole scene at the funeral doesn't happen.
No.
In the book at all. Like we don't even see the funeral at all. We just get Ilya packing up afterwards. Yeah, a TV show with Alexei is diabolical. Absolutely diabolical.
Yeah, so one little thing.
one little glimmer of light in the book. It probably balances out though, because obviously the show gets Svetlana. So we have to balance out the good with the bad, I guess, in the show. I
don't know.
Antonia's like, no. I did not need any more bad.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think both things are realistic. You can have someone, because someone that sees you as someone that just can be used, which was the case in the book.
Yeah.
But also realistic that he would be someone that not only wants to use him, but also someone that kind of feels jealousy, because sometimes I feel like these feelings come from jealousy.
Yeah.
And then making Ilyas small is a way to make himself feel bigger. So yeah, I could see both things happening.
Yeah. Because I mean, honestly, if I had a brother who was the number 1 draft pick in the NHL and about to be a millionaire, I'd probably be pretty jealous. It's just human. But then I think it's that healthy jealousy. Everyone would be jealous, and it's whether or not you let that compound and fester and take off. And because they don't have a good relationship anyway, because of their dads, it just was like a breeding ground for this jealousy to overtake everything else. And resentment, I guess, as well.
Yes, that's it.
He has access to this life because, I mean, we don't know how Alexei feels about Russia. We do know that Ilya, from a really young age, like just wanted to escape his family and escape his home. You have to imagine that there probably was a bit of Alexei that wanted the same. Like they both had the same abuse.
But but as
and
a first
Ilya
son,
has this, Ilya has this built-in reason to leave, and Alexei doesn't. I can totally see how resentment would fester.
Yeah.
Between the two of them when Ilya has this access that he just doesn't. Jeez. Jumping
The
ahead.
wonders of being the first one. Yes, let's go.
Yeah. Thankfully, I was going to say thankfully I wouldn't know that, but being a middle child sucks also. So. We need an experience of the last one too. Oh my God, honestly, to be a youngest child. Well, so I was the youngest child until I was 11 because my sister was my younger sister was a late addition. No, my sister is the light of my life, apple of my eye. I would never ever be without her. But let me tell you, that was a bump going from 11 years of being the youngest and being treated as the youngest, and then suddenly being pushed off the mantle. I remember just being like, it was whiplash. It was emotional whiplash. A
role was taken away.
Yeah, it was glorious while it lasted, but no more.
Okay, so I think it still stands. We're still looking for a last kid.
Yeah, we'd still kill to be the youngest.
Yes,
and have that.
Need to know the real feelings. Yeah,
because they get spoiled the most, but they also get away with the most because by the time the last one comes along, the parents have given up trying to discipline anyone. So
you know what? I do feel when there's even a bigger gap between the kids, they can see the repercussion of what they've done. So like, okay, I'm gonna do things different.
I have to fix it. I have to fix this mess that I've made with the other first pancakes.
Exactly. And then at the end, if the last kid is actually all right, you feel like, I've done a good job, actually.
Yeah, nailed it. Nailed it. Yeah, youngest children everywhere, you're welcome that we were the dummy run for you.
It is so true, though.
Oh my God, we're first draft people. That's depressing. I need a minute to compose myself. Okay, I'm going to go to chapter 6 because if I dwell too much on that.
The conference scene. One thing I'll say about that scene, is so similar to the book. Yeah. To the show.
Yeah.
Love them. Them touching their feet. Just like it also happened. Because on the first read, I didn't even notice. And then on the second read, because I read twice, I was like, oh, shoot, it actually happened. So cute.
And I think you get, I think you're much more aware of Ilya's feelings about the question and his shame around not being able to understand things. And then, to just get that little tap of the feet. It says so much. It shouldn't, but it does. It says so much.
It does. I don't think that's the thing. I do think they take really long time for them to realize the full length of their feelings.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just easy to stay with, this is just a hookup.
Yeah.
And I think there's also another level of the reason why they never talked, they never tried to become friends. To start with, for Ilya, that's kind of like, I don't have friends. I don't even know how to meet them.
Yeah.
I don't think it would ever be something that they would want to do at that stage, because then it would make things more real.
Much more complicated. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have these tight lines of, we hate each other when we're not in bed, and then we have chemistry in bed, but that's it. And they have to keep this separation of like church and state almost between their two selves.
Yeah. Oh,
I want to give a nod to, in the press conference, they talk about, would you ever want to play on a team together for the All-Stars? And Ilya says, if Hollander does not mind me playing centre, which is such a lovely setup, because obviously later they will play together and Ilya will give up being centre just so that he can play with Shane on a line. Ilya is such a marshmallow. Like, you, I think that's the thing you see in the books more than the show. Like, Ilya inside is an absolute marshmallow when it comes to Shane. No, and that's no shade to Connor's story. He did an amazing job.
Yes. Another way that I think we talked about this as well before, but another way that I saw this is, like you pointed out in this episode, Ilya probably saw hockey as an avenue to get out of his country, to get out of his family, to have something for himself, which also he's paid millions, so great.
Yeah, amazing.
So for him, yes, he likes playing, because I don't think you can be that good in something that you don't like.
Yeah.
But he doesn't see hockey the same way Shane sees hockey. Like, Shane sees hockey as it was a choice. Like, he could have be doing something else, and his family wouldn't be like, you were the worst person in the world, you know?
Yeah.
He really this is his world. This is what he wants to do forever if he could. And he breathes, he eats, he sleeps hockey. And I really think for Ilya to give up that position, for him would be like, yeah, that's completely fine.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. They have different priorities. Ilya's priority was playing on a lineup with Shane, and Shane's priority is that's his position. Because he, like you said, he's all about the hockey, whereas for Ilya, at that point, the hockey was almost secondary to just the fact that he got to play with Shane.
Yes.
And Ilya obviously does love it. He's great at it and he does love it. But I think you're right. It doesn't, if somebody took it away tomorrow, it would hurt, but he would get over it. If somebody took hockey away from Shane, I don't think Shane could recover. You know, I think like if Ilya kept the money and the sports visa to get away from Russia, like,
oh yes,
I think he would find other things to do with himself, whereas Shane, I think, would end up just in a full-on depression and full-on downward spiral. We also see that because, like, Shane takes the All-Star skills competition. They make a point of telling us that nobody takes this seriously except Shane. So everybody else is just here to have fun. There's no stakes, blah, blah, blah. But Shane specifically mentions that he's happy when the skills competition is over because now he can relax and have fun and enjoy himself with the rest of his team, whereas everybody else was already having fun.
The man doesn't know how to give up on this kind of things.
No, he has to be the best boy at hockey. And then Scott's missing. Scott's not the player that sat next to him on the bench afterwards.
He's not. It's Casey.
Yeah, it's just a rando. Yeah, somebody we never see again, I don't think.
Never heard in the show. Doesn't exist.
Yeah. And he definitely didn't overhear 1 to 2 1.
No.
And then we get to 12 1 to 2 1. And can I just say, right? I know that we resolved this when we were watching the TV show and chatting about the TV show. But I just feel vindicated yet again, because I think in the book it's really clear. Ilya is giving the instructions, but Ilya is never in control. Like in this hookup, Ilya says he thinks he's completely overwhelmed by Hollander's need for this. And it's just so, I think in the books you get this understanding, I think, a bit more than you do in the TV show, where Ilya has no control over his life. Like, he grew up completely out of control. That, I think, is why he needs control in the bedroom, whereas Shane controls everything in his life. It's though he is fully in charge, and he overthinks every decision to be in control of everything that happens to him. And so it makes sense that in the bedroom Shane would want to lose control because he has too much of it in his day-to-day life, and Ilya has too little in his day-to-day life. And so I think that's why their dynamic works so well.
Yeah.
But I think it is clear in the books, much more clear in the books, that Shane has all the power, because Ilya is just always surprised. Every time Shane follows his direction, every time Shane does what he asks him to, Ilya is fully surprised, awed, elated that these things are happening. Whereas, like, Shane doesn't seem the same. You know, like, Shane doesn't seem to be experiencing any loss of control through following these instructions, which sounds counterintuitive, but I think from their inner monologues it's true, right?
Yeah, I would say I definitely feel like I definitely picked up as more instructions than a control thing, and which was something that Shane actually wanted. It seemed like he kept saying, like, I like this. I like that
he just follows them, like he's so on board for it.
Yes, he's really on board with it. It feels like he actually needs it to know what to be doing, because it's still foreign to him. And even as they progress, he still likes that dynamic between them. So definitely on board. They're so into it. Both of them, they're so into it. And you're right. You do see, like, Ilya complete, like, oh, he did it. Oh, okay. He's happy. Oh, I love, like, all of these things that he's doing. I think I needed to see that in the book.
That is totally fair. The last thing that we get in this chapter, I think, is really cute, because it's in Ilya's inner monologue and he's thinking about Shane, and he's like, oh, I hate his perfect this, I hate his perfect that, like, oh, he's this and he's that, and he goes on this rant about how amazing Shane is. But it really made me think of, at the end of 10 Things I Hate About You, when Julia Stiles does her poem, and I hate your big dumb combat boots, I hate your hair, I hate your this, I hate your that, but most of all, I hate that I don't hate you. Not even a little bit, not even at all. That
might have been an inspiration.
Yeah, that's exactly weird, because I was the whole time he's going through all of the things that he hates about Shane, I was like, these are things that you love, like they are love definitely this man. And it gave me total vibes of, like, I don't hate them, not even a little bit, not even at all.
No, you know what? I think every single time Ilya said I hate him for whatever he said, they didn't seem real at all.
It's like he's trying to convince himself.
When Shane says it seems a bit real, I really feel like Shane at some point he really hated that he liked him. He really hated. It was more, and it's more not like he hates Ilya. He hates his feelings, which it probably does make sense for someone he's finding out his sexuality, but coming to terms with his sexuality. But
I think there's also, I think at the very beginning, it's that whole thing of love and hate are so intertwined, and, like, they're the two sides of the same coin. I think in the beginning, Shane probably does hate him a little bit, just because he's everything that Shane could never let himself be. He's arrogant, he's charming, he doesn't follow the rules, he says what he thinks, he doesn't care what people think about him.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
I think he hates to see that person, especially the fact that his exact opposite is his rival. He's like the
Yeah.
first person that Shane's ever not, like, Shane's ever had to think, is he better than me? I don't think, you know, in his journey towards the NHL, I don't think Shane's ever played against someone that he thought was better than him, and Ilya does that, and then Ilya is the opposite, and I think I think it does, at the beginning, there might be a kernel of hate, but it's all of those things that he does love, because they are the opposite of him, because unfortunately we do love to see the opposite of ourselves.
We do. I like the opposite attract to each other, something like that. I do think it's real. You do have to have something in like similarities, but it's the feeling that the other person completes you, or fill in the gaps, like we've been saying. Yeah, it makes such a difference.
We then move to chapter 7, and we're now already up to 2011, and this, I think, for me is the biggest deviation between the book and the show, because in the show they do not have like penetrative sex until 2014, but in the book it happens all the way back in 2011. And I think just in general in the book we get the feeling that they're hooking up a lot more than they do in the movie and in the TV show, especially those years between 2011 and 2014. 2011 to 2014, there's like a bit of a wilderness of Ilya constantly texting Shane and not getting any reply, constantly trying to set things up, and then things just fizzle out. Whereas in the show, it doesn't seem like they ever have like an elongated break. It feels like they're just hooking up constantly. And it starts off with they're in Montreal. Ilya's texting Shane for his address, and Shane initially blows him off, and he's so proud of himself for being able to say
I know
no.
It's so funny, but then he's like, well, okay, you decide. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna decide, I'm gonna sort things. It's like completely on I'm gonna sort things.
The minute Ilya's just like, fine, whatever, Shane's, oh no, come back.
Yeah. And who has not been in that position? Where you're like,
how dare you, Antonia?
I'm talking about myself as well, dude.
Yeah, we've all been in there where we are like, I don't care. Wait, why don't you care about me?
This is not supposed to be reciprocated. That feeling is not supposed to be reciprocated.
No. I was supposed to have the power.
Yes.
This may be the one time that Ilya has the power in their whole relationship.
Yes. It was quite fast, by the way. But yes.
Oh, he's so quickly changes his mind, Shane. Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Because we get that first thing of Shane saying, I don't want this to happen in my house. And it's just because he just feels like it's going to be too real if it's in my house.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't want people finding out and stuff like that. So this is just because, we kind of think we go through all of this book without him seeing Shane's house.
Yeah, that's true. We in the show, Ilya just comes over to Shane's apartment, and it is Shane's real apartment. Whereas in the book, they start off hooking up in Montreal in hotels because Shane doesn't want Ilya at his house, and then later he will buy a fucking whole building just so that they can hook up in it without Ilya ever going to his house. And I get why they did that in the show, because I think it would have been too hard to explain the whole building situation, the way that Ilya really wants to see Shane's real bed. I think that would have been really hard to portray on screen. So I get why they missed it, but I think it's great in the book because it's this level of Shane holding Ilya at arm's length and Ilya wanting to be right there. Yes. And I guess we get that in the show with the time gap and Shane constantly dropping off the text messages and not actually meeting up with Ilya.
Yeah.
That's how we see that. But whereas in the books, we see it through this physically separating himself from Ilya, or sorry, separating Ilya from himself in his real life, because Ilya is just
Yeah.
this like little bubble that exists only in these moments, and then Shane
Yeah.
is trying to convince himself goes away, even though he never stops thinking about.
Yeah, no, you
Ilya.
said it so well. I like that. He doesn't want to mix Ilya in his life, and that's why it's just. I think
Yeah.
it's just even worse, but it is what he's doing.
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. I get it because obviously there's so many feelings behind this decision, but
Yeah.
And again, they hook up, and I think this is kind of definitely does have elements of the hook up in Shane's apartment in the show. The care that Ilya takes over Shane, the way that he is the consent king, like we said before, all of that is very, very visible the way that it was before. And I think in this point, Shane says something about feeling vulnerable and he kind of liked it. And I think that does play into their whole dynamic in the bedroom of it's the one place that Shane doesn't need to take charge. And he is enjoying that feeling of sort of giving himself over to someone else.
Yes.
And Shane also says that, I think he says the words like he's charmed by the level of care that Ilya shows over him.
Yes. Like his tenderness. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Ilya is this like big, burly, physically bigger than Shane person, but he's being so gentle. And again, Shane is sad. I think this happens every time they hook up, but every single time we get this little nod from Shane when we're in his POV that he is sad when Ilya leaves. He doesn't sort of put together what that means, but he just has the feeling.
Yeah, at least he's realizing. It just doesn't put two and two together anyway. We've noticed that a lot about Shane.
Yeah, I feel like someone needs to get Shane a whiteboard for his feelings. And he can just come home at the end of the day, put all his feelings on the whiteboard, and maybe once they are physically present, he would be able to
link things,
link them together, come to conclusions. Yeah, somebody buy that man a feelings whiteboard. I don't think a journal would do it.
No,
I think he needs like the red tape and
yeah, things like what is the connection?
Yeah. He'd be unstoppable. He would be unstoppable if he had a whiteboard.
Exactly. Is it time to go to the Rookie Awards scene?
It is. We are on our last chapter of this episode. It's June 2011, so we've covered 3 years in this whole stretch. It's Vegas. Shane gets Rookie of the Year over Ilya, even though they scored the same number of goals. And I think we can assume that probably came down to the fact that Shane is the poster boy for what a good hockey player should be. He's polite and he's quiet and he takes everything very seriously. And Ilya's obviously out on the town all the time. He's saying what he wants. He's cocky. He's arrogant. That I imagine that probably was like the differentiating factor. In the show, we see Shane scan around looking for Ilya and he can't find him. In the book, though, we get this build-up of Shane thinking that the reason that Ilya's missing is because he is sour about Shane winning. He is resentful that he didn't win. And it builds up. Like, I think Shane's actions on the roof make more sense in the book because he spent the whole night bubbling under the surface.
Yes.
Thinking that Ilya's off sulking.
That's the thing. I think in the TV show, it just seemed like he was just looking for his love, even though he
just wanted to see him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In the book, it's completely different. And I think when I was reading that part, I definitely had so many feelings. One of them was like, oh, I can see how this would happen. I can definitely see how this build up is so real because he doesn't know much about Ilya. Like, of course, he knows that he's from Russia, but he doesn't understand. He doesn't know, I think, at this stage that Ilya doesn't have good parents. I definitely see how this build-up was happening, but I also felt annoyed just because you also know that Ilya is definitely not thinking like that. I think it's just because we know that he wouldn't be thinking like that.
That's the thing. We know this has nothing to do with. He's probably actually proud of Shane for guessing it, but going back home having lost, his father's going to take that out on him. His father is going to throw that in his face. Whereas Shane, all Shane is thinking is, if he won, I would be happy for him.
Exactly.
Yeah, because your parents wouldn't have made you feel shit about it. You don't have any other expectations other than yourself.
Yes.
But he keeps projecting his own feelings onto Ilya, even though Ilya is coming from a completely different point than Shane is.
I mean, all of us have done that.
We do, yeah, we do. I think it's so human.
All the time. It's so human.
Well, I did it, so why can't they do it?
Yes, we do. We do look at other people through our own lens. So
yeah, for sure.
Projecting is normal. But yeah, it's also normal to feel annoyed about it.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll say, I think so. But when I was watching that episode at the end, I did feel like Ilya was a bit mad about it. But when I was reading, I didn't feel like he was mad. I think he was just...
He's just tired.
Yes,
yeah.
He's tired. He's tired. He's sad about what it will mean to go there. And I also felt like Shane noticed that he was tired. Shane noticed that he wasn't mad about it. Yeah, and it was actually what made Shane kind of stop feeling mad about it as well.
Yeah, it's lot less. I think it's a lot less tense in the book than the show, which again I understand because it's the closing scene. It has to be visually, something has to be much more dramatic on screen.
Yeah.
So I like the choice to make it, because I think there's two scenes that are way less tense in the book than they are in the show, and it's this scene and the bathroom scene. The bathroom scene is not even close.
Not even close. No.
To
in the show, you were kind of shit.
Oh, you are on the edge of your seat. Yeah.
Yes. You're what's going to happen? But in the book, you're okay.
Yeah, everything's just a lot more calm. And I guess actually maybe from not even just from a visual medium sort of side, but I guess from a storytelling side, the giving us this these heightened emotions might actually benefit the story more, because the stakes are so much higher. But yeah, those are the two that stood out for me, where I was expecting these huge revelations and this huge especially if you ignore the Vegas remix, nothing happens in the bathroom.
Nothing happens in
the bathroom.
Yeah,
but
and it all makes
obviously
sense.
In the Vegas remix, there's a lot of stuff going on for Ilya in that bathroom.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we feel in the show. So I'm convinced that Jacob Tierney definitely read the Vegas remix, because there's a lot going on for Ilya. But I guess for it to come across that there's a lot going on for Ilya, there has to be a lot going on for Shane.
Yeah. There are definitely
against.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely felt like less tense, more just like you're saying, tiring. He does kiss him, and then Shane does react about it, which is I totally understand Shane's reaction. Anyone could have seen it. But yeah,
it doesn't as well in the book, because Shane has ridden the elevator with those. I think they're a hen party.
God. Yeah.
I think in the show it feels a lot more secluded. There's nothing else happening on this rooftop than these two men, whereas in the book there's stuff going on.
There's actually a bar.
There's a bar there. They're just in a dark corner.
Yes.
So yeah, Shane's response makes much more sense, because they really, really, really could be caught at any moment. But Ilya's the one to walk away in the book.
Yeah.
Again, I think that's the right choice for the book, because at this point Ilya is just so exhausted and so done, and Shane is reeling. But in the show, it's much more dramatic for Shane to be the one that is storming.
Yeah. Overall, I liked it.
Yeah.
I think it's quite doozy as well, because it's. I might be wrong, but yeah, it's one of the between the way the book is divided is one of the parts with more chapters. One of them, I think, part 6 also has loads of chapters, but
yeah, the split
part
is really
1
uneven
yeah.
across the episodes. I think episode 2 has like 3 chapters. There's 2 episodes that have only 3 chapters, I think.
Yes.
Which is,
Yeah.
really surprising. So,
True.
overall, how do you feel about chapters 1 to 8? Any standout moments for you?
I really like them. Like I was saying, I really like the way that he was done. I think for me, it's really getting all of the Shane feelings about things. I think I needed that, so I loved getting that from him. Overall, I do think the movie, the show was quite faithful to the book.
Yeah, it's really faithful the whole time. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, for me, I basically use the book to replay the show in my head, but just with the access to the inner monologues. And then the extra bits that we get are just like a bonus. But I'm one of those readers where I play the scene in my head like I'm watching a movie in my imagination. So all of the bits that that don't happen on the screen. So if there's any scenes that doesn't happen on the screen, I do get a little bit of I know that I'm not doing it justice the way that Connor Story and Hudson Williams would.
Oh my days. The actors in your mind are not playing as well.
I'm like, I don't think they would have made these choices, Amanda. I'm directing my own imagination because no, I actually think they would have made a different choice for that scene.
Oh, boy, you're so funny. Well, so our mind works differently.
That's definitely one of the things. It's one of the reasons that I wasn't going to read The Long Game until season 2 came out.
Yes, because you kept saying you weren't reading.
Yeah, I was so worried that I wouldn't do it. And I don't think I've done as good a job in my imagination as they will on the screen. But I was so close to getting spoiled. I had a couple of things spoiled for me already online, and I sucked it up. But the whole time I just kept thinking, I can't wait to see Hudson and Connor do this for real, because they're going to do a much better job than I ever could.
I love that.
But yeah, I've had so much fun recapping chapters 1 to 8 / episode 1 of Heated Rivalry with you.
All of this.
Yeah, come back and join us next week, where we are covering episode 2 / chapters 9 through 11.
Yes.
Which is, covering us at the Olympics and all of the fallout afterwards. So we would love to see you there. In the meantime, if you could do all of the things, we would be really, really grateful. So clicking the bell so that you get notified wherever you're listening, leaving us a 5-star review. We would die of happiness, because
yes,
we're in the trenches
every single time. Yes.
Yeah, they really do mean something.
We're really happy when we get a new subscriber or a new, I think that's the name. Yeah. We really love it, and we really appreciate everyone listening to our thoughts, to what we have to say.
We really do. So thank you so much. If you want to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, on Threads, we are at Yap Island Pod, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Yes. Bye.